Hey guys, what is up? Eddie here of Cardfight Belfast, and today I've got a deck profile for you of my Shadow Paladin deck. So I'm just going to go get straight into the profile here. Okay, to start off, I use Full Bob-Rev. It's a pretty handy card. His skill is Generation Break 1, counter +1, put him into the soul. Search your deck for a card with Blaster in its card name. Add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So yeah, it's pretty. He's a pretty good card for getting necessary blasters, especially if you want to use a blaster for say Strike Fodder. So he's good enough to have. So he's a really good card to have. Next, I run 3 Blaster Dark Diablos. It's pretty much the main grade 3 of the deck. So he has his skills are Generation Break 2. When you pay the cost to stride, it's a unit with Blaster in its name. All the cards in your hand gain +2 grade. So pretty much he's essential to have as the main grade 3 in your Vanguard circle, because then you can just stride using the grade 0 when he's at G Break 2. And also, if you are striding into Dark Dragon, Phantom Blaster Diablo, retire an opponent's rear guard. So, again, you know, less stride break skill. Okay, yell, so you can probably be used at maximum 2-3 times. It's still a handy skill to have. It can get rid of an annoying rear guard, which your opponent may have. Next, run 2 Phantom Blaster Dragons. Now this is the normal version, it's not the Break Ride one. Pretty much I just use this for Stride Fodder. Its skills are, if you got Blaster Dark in the Soul, he gains 1000 power. He was part of the Red Chain introduced in BTO 4. And then his other skill is Counter Blast 2, retire 3 rear guards. He gains plus 10,000 power, +1 crit. So, yeah, but I don't really use him as a main grade 3. I just really, like I said, I just have him in for Stride Fodder. Next, run 2 Phantom Blaster Overlords, who is the cross ride to Phantom Blaster Dragon. He's got a couple of skills. Basically, if you don't have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, he loses 2,000 power, so it becomes a 9k unit, which sucks. But when he's the Vanguard, if you have Phantom Blaster Dragon in the Soul, he gains plus 2,000 because he has the cross ride. And then his other skill is Counter Blast 3 and drop a copy of this card, and he will gain plus 10,000 power, +1 crit when he attacks. So that was the Persona Blast. That was one of the first Persona Blasts introduced back in set 5, I believe. So it's alright, I guess. Next, run 4 Blaster Darks. Pretty much, seeing as this is a Blaster deck, he's kind of a must-have. His skills are, if you've got Blaster Javelin in the Soul, he gets plus 1,000 power, so he's a 10k Vanguard, which can put a bit of pressure on your opponent's early game. And his other skill is, when he's placed in the Vanguard circle, you can Counter Blast 2. If you do, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. So again, early game, if your opponent has an annoying grade, say they have an unlimiter, you just use him and get rid of it, which is handy enough. Next, I've got 1 Knight of Nullity Masquerade. Knight of Nullity is pretty much one of the best cards I could run in this deck, because whenever he attacks, if I've got a Vanguard with Blaster, he gains 3,000 power until end of battle. So seeing as all my grade 3s are blasters, no matter what, he is going to get a power base. So he's pretty much for this deck, he's a 12k attacker all the time, pretty much. So hence why I run him in this deck. Next, run 4 Dark Knight Maiden Maka. Her skill is G-Brick 1, counter +1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's boosted, I can pay the cost. If I do, I can choose the grade 1 card from my deck and call it the rear guard. So it's good. So for this deck, that would be good if I have, say, Blaster Dark in the rear guard, but I don't have, say, Dornbow. So I can just use her skill, and get Dornbow out into the field quicker if I don't already have him out, which I'll get to him later. Next, I just run 2 of the Unbound Shields Mac there. Pretty much, cause with the Shadow Paladins, you don't really want to. You're not going to probably have that many rear guards in the back row. So, if you have 1 or less, when he intercepts, he gains 10,000 shield. So he's pretty much known as like in the special intercept. So that's pretty much why I just run him. Next, 3 Blaster Javelins. Again, staple card. His skill is the top one won't apply with his deck because I'm not running that full bow. So he's only going to be a 6k Vanguard if he's played. But when he's put into the rear guard, I can drop a grade 3 Shadow Paladin and then add Phantom Blaster Dragon in my hand. Which would be good if I had the break ride version. So if you have the break ride one, I would recommend running him so you can get that break ride out to your hand quicker. Next, run the 1 Dorm. I've only got the 1 Dorm. Run the 1 Dornbow. Pretty much when he boosts a unit named Blaster Dark, he gains 4,000 power, so he is a 10k booster for Blaster Dark. So it's pretty much simple. Next, run 4 Pitch Black Sage Karens. Again, I pretty much have this in here just for the bottom skill, but the top one, as you can see, reveal a grade 3 in my hand, and then I can search my deck for my Blaster Dark Diablo and add it to my hand. No, once I revealed it. But like I say, I use this more for the bottom skill, which is when retiring rear guards for the cost of a unit if I have a grade 3 or greater blaster. This card is regarded as 2 units. So this is pretty good for when it comes to Phantom Blaster Diablo's skill. Next, got 3 Dark Heart Trumpeters. Pretty much just use their skill for, you know, skill +1 or skill G-Brick 1, skill +1. When she's placed in the rear guard circle, if I have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Blaster in its name, I pay the cost. If I do, I can choose a grade 1 or less unit, call the rear guard and shuffle my deck. So it's good at getting, like I say, any, say, Pitch Black CH, then I can just retire them. And the next, obviously, 4 Perfect Guards. This is the Perfect Guard G. Now she's different from normal P-Guard Gs because instead of countercharging, she actually lets you draw a card and then you discard one. So you can do a hand refresh basically if you have another copy of her in the drop zone. So, which is always good. Now the trigger lineup, run 4 stands, 4 heal, and then this deck I run crit. Can't be bothered with the draw trigger, even though because it's just a Margot clone. I'm more about, you know, just wanting to get the damage off early, so I just run the crit. Try and end the game quick. So that is that for the main deck. Just go ahead and get into the stride units here. Okay, so for the strides for this deck, run 4 copies of Dark Dragon, Find the Blaster Diablo. Pretty much his skill is Counter +1 and G Persona Blast. That's why, you know, 1 copy of him. He gains 10,000 power plus 1 crit if there's 2 or more cards face up in the G zone. He also gains another skill. Choose 3 of my rear guards and retire it. When he attacks, I can pay the cost. If I do, my opponent can choose to retire 2 of their rear guards so that they can guard. But if they don't, then they can't guard his attack. So, and with, you know, with an extra 10,000 power plus 1 crit, and then because I run 8 crits on my deck, say I draw an R2 in the triple drive, that would be pretty much a game. Next, Dark Knight Grim Recruiter. With him, pretty much, it's just a call at a grade 1. So I can, you know, retire it or something. Then next, Supremacy Black Dragon or Geyser Dragon. I know his skill requires a G Persona Blast, but I've only got the 1, because really, I just have him in my deck, and therefore, well, Blizza. Blizza, brilliant card. For a rare like, Counter Blast 1, and then just choose a face down card in my G zone and flip the face up. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, it gets plus 5,000 power for all face up cards in the G zone. At which point, my deck there would be 6. Yeah, 6. Oh, 5. Sorry, 5. Where did I get 6 from? Ugh. Oh, right, 6. So that's an additional 30,000 power. Which he would be, you know, sort of a driving force to end the game. But anyway, guys, that is it for this deck profile. Hope you enjoyed it, and so if you did, you know, leave a like and also subscribe for more Cardfight videos. So until next time, I will see you guys later.